how do I identify opportunities? Well, or how do I learn? Because it's a skill, it's something you can learn. Many of us, we are not trained to be able to learn some of these things. In the course of the week, I was chatting with somebody, and he said to me that a few people are complaining who had traveled that their children were better off academically when they were in Nigeria than when they moved over. And I said to him that, yeah, I understand their perspective, but I think it's a matter of perspective. Why? Because when my children went to the UK, when they were there at the time, it appeared that they were better in Nigeria too, because their classes were, they were lowered, okay? They came to lower classes, and it seemed as if for their age, they had learned a lot more in Nigeria than out there. But guess what? Many of them, their education are more rounded. They are more for the total man. We do a lot of things very, very fast. By 6, you're already speaking very, very big English. By primary what? You have crammed the times table 1 to... Do you understand? So this guy, this small boy, knows the timetable 1 to 12, can recite everything, but he doesn't know that if I put 2 apples in 2 hands, how many apples do I have in all? Do you understand? He understands arithmetic, but he doesn't understand quantitative reasoning. So, I hope you are getting what I'm saying. Many times we cram, but we can't apply. If our education was really, really, really that fantastic as we claim it is, why is it that our mechanical engineers are not building automobiles? Do you get what I mean? So that's not to say that our education is not good. I'm just saying that sometimes it's a matter of perspective. You need to understand that perspective. But what brought me to this was a lot of our study don't help us with identification of opportunities. It just fixes and it begins to work, but we don't get deep into research. Now, if you're going to do business and you're going to succeed at it, you have to be able to look and see what others cannot see. You have to be able to look and say, I see opportunities here. For example, one of our brothers who is now doing his PhD in the USA, how did I know him? I was looking for a teacher, a chess teacher for my children. Now, growing up, there were a few things I did, and I said to myself, my children are going to do all of these things, because some of these things open up other parts of your brain for use. So I started playing chess very early, in my life when I was in secondary school. And I said my children will start learning when they're in primary school. So I was looking for a teacher. And then I got somebody online who said, oh yeah, I'm coming on this day, blah, blah, blah. And the day it came and it didn't come, however, I sent someone. And in talking to the person he sent, his representative, I understood that actually it's an agency. The person I first spoke with owns an agency, and he has employed a lot of teachers under him. The person that came first class, I think he studied petroleum engineering or something from one of our universities here, but at this time he hadn't gotten a job, and he plays chess. So he signed up with the agency as a facilitator, and this agency provides home service, chess, and then they go to schools and run their chess curriculum. So if you have chess clubs, this agency can provide the teachers. You don't have to have full-time teachers on your beat. They just come once in a while, depending on your schedule and your pay. And this was what he was doing. Now today, this brother is done so well for himself, is traveled abroad, but the agency continues. They just provide one person. And I've seen chess agency, I've seen music agency. Music, you have your music business, you hire music people, maybe instrumentalists. You provide schools, you go to schools, you don't need a permanent music teacher. You just need to hire our agency, where we always provide you with people that come around, and before you realize it, it's a Beautiful is a big business agency. How? Because you identified opportunities. So how do I do it? Now, for me, number one, because it's a skill you can learn. There's a book, How It All Started, where they profiled a few companies and they went into how they all started. If I remember one particularly, unfortunately it didn't come to my mind while I was preparing for this. I would have, gotten the details. But I remember this guy went to another country and he saw a particular product there and he liked it. And he said to himself, we don't have these in America. When I get back to America, I'm going to start this. And guess what? When he got back to America, he started at bam, and that was the business. How it all started, when you see how other people started their business, it will give you idea. It begins to open up other parts of you that you did not know existed. That's why real business owners always read. Always. If you are not reading, you are not likely to be a business owner. Okay. How it all started is something. Now, sometimes I go to a website called indiehackers.com. Indiehacker is INDIE. Hackers, HACKERS.com. Now, what it does is to give the profile of some businesses people have started. I just read it. And sometimes I'm like, wow, I didn't see the business in that thing until I read this. And if somebody has done it, it means it can be replicated. I have found that personally that the more you read about people's businesses, the more business ideas, you generate. But until you can identify opportunities, sorry, don't start a business because you will just be frustrated. About last year, there was a website I saw, and I think I saw them through Indiehackers too. This guy started a side hustle. What he began to do was to interview a lot of founders, how they started their business, and interview them a lot. When he got a sizable number, he started a business from it. And now in this business, he has profiled a lot, and he keeps adding every time about the business people do, how they started it, how much they started with, how they got the initial capital, quite a lot that the details are so clear, you almost can replicate that model. But it's not free. So I got some money when he was doing a promo. I waited until he was doing a promo. That's one thing to do when you really want to buy a lot of things. I waited until promo. One of the best promo times in all the year is Black Friday. Almost all of them do Black Friday deals. And then Easter deals too. Those are the periods I really buy many things the most. So he was doing a promo. I bought a lifetime subscription. And now with that subscription, I have access to how thousands of businesses, how they started. And from time to time, I look through, okay. When you learn from other people's wisdom, you get wisdom. In case you've been saying to yourself, maybe that's the reason I don't know about how to start businesses, I agree with you. When you cannot generate these ideas, is a big problem. Now, so that's the first thing I really will say. A business owner needs to be able to identify opportunities, problems he can solve, doubts he can clear, services he can offer. How may I be of help? How may I be of service? Is there something I can do to help? This is how businesses really, really start.